Okay, so we're back on ETS2 single player. This time now it's just a more map progress. We're on 83, or just shy of 84, I should say. Gotta find an area to start in where I can cover some ground. With dodgy roads, but there's ooh. Okay. Maybe if I have a look here, see if we can work up or down. Going up here might be a good run. A lot of roads if I can get something. Right, okay. Got an idea what I'm gonna do, so let's get out of there. Jobs. I can find goes in the right direction. Could go that way though. I'm out. I might do. Why the hell not? What one was that one? That one? Hey Jerry, how you doing? Oh, I can't even see the lights. They're right next to me. Yeah, shifter's all back and working fine. Oh, that's not working though. Okay, I think I know what's causing that. Give me a second. I need to turn off that. Close. Try that again, shall we? That should have been indicator, not change camera. Oh, come on, screen today be nice. And let's get my destination. It's off screen. Because the camera's a bit too high. There you go. Well, I've got widescreen, so you see less top and height. What dashboard are you on about then? That's the only dashboard I got. Or that one there, which is hidden. The tablet's there. So we got 725 miles to go. 317 litres in the tank. I think I'd better double check the map here a second. I want to travel through the city. That should gain us a couple of roads that way. Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean by dashboard. This is everything that I've used for I don't know how long. And this is a quick job, so I'm not using sat-nav in the truck or anything. Hello Gareth, how you doing? Oh, only 12 gears on this one. Need to remember that. I think I might have another bash at setting these screens up with this game. See if I can tweak it a little bit more. Tablet's connected over Wi-Fi using a program called Sim Dashboard. All you need is any Android tablet, and you can have your own custom displays, whether you want a dashboard like that. Swipe across, change it to some information. Connects wirelessly, don't need any video leads, all you need is a power cable, job done. And the same with the phone, which is behind the wheel, but that's more for me to see rather than what you guys can see. Got yourself an Xbox then, have you? What are you going to do with the PC? You going to keep it as it is, or are you going to sell the PC? Any Android device. Yes, that's a phone, that's a tablet, works on either. The only difference is the screens, depending on your screen format and the phone, you're only going to be able to fit in a certain amount of display options. The tablet's more usable, but fitting that behind there takes too much of the screen out, so I use the phone behind the wheel. Ah well, there's something else for you to try out. It's there's a Lite version which I think you can download free of charge to try out, and then if it works and you think you might enjoy it, then you can buy the full version. I would recommend the full version if you do enjoy it, because it is a very good program. Yeah, you'd have to go to the Thrustmaster website. It'll tell you what it's compatible with. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know with that Thrustmaster wheel whether it's compatible or not. I don't think it is, but don't quote me on it. Well, that's a bit of good luck for you there, Gareth. How much is it? I don't know, you'd have to look it up, to be honest. I paid for it ages ago. I think somebody told me it was in the region of about £10 these days, but don't quote me on that either, because I bought it years and years ago. The good thing is it's a one-off purchase, so once you've got it, job done. It's not like got to renew it every 3 months or something silly. I guess that's what Gareth's going to be doing next then. He's going to be plugging it into his Xbox and trying it out. Just got to get yourself, what, Forza or something. Nah, I'm pretty full up with button boxes. Hardly use the one I've got, to be honest. If I do anything, it'll probably be another tablet. Oh boy, that was a bit of a lean on that then. Ah, there we are. Got Forza to try out then. Bargain. We need to stop for fuel. Well, you go through your gears until you can't choose any more. Right, what's going on here? See, that's still... You'll be back to your normal gaming soon enough. Right, I'm going to fill up. I need to tab out a second because something keeps interfering with my... Oh, that's because it didn't turn off. Right. Please tell me we're back to normal. Let's change. Yeah, good. These monitors you can't buy anymore as far as I'm aware. They don't make them anymore. When I purchased them, you were looking at over £600 per monitor. Hello there, Dr. Toxic. How you doing? Right, that side mirror, which you can't see, isn't running, so I'm going to have to use a little temporary mirror. Otherwise I'll end up sideswiping something. So yeah, we're just going to do a pretty relaxing drive. We're doing, what, 700 odd miles, so I'll have to stop again because this truck's only got a small tank. I'm going to try and do a little bit of mileage and road coverage today. I'm hoping to at least crack the 84%, maybe 85 today, but it's hard trying to find patches of road together where I can do all of that. This is a 20-hour job, so we'll probably end up at night time at some point. What is that exactly? I have no idea what that is, sorry. It's news to me. Ah, right. So what does that affect then? Do we know? It doesn't work with the monitors. If you're talking about the tablet works with the game that you're playing. So as long as your game is supported by the program that you install, i.e. Sim Dashboard, then you'll have a display available. So most race games are covered. I'm sure there's other programs that will let you do other things where maybe you want to use it as a second monitor, but it's too small to do that. I wouldn't bother. missing out all these little... Right, I'm gonna go left next, take that big road. Where am I? I don't know. Because they've been out a while? Because they're probably going to bring out a new set? Maybe they weren't a big seller? I have no idea. I have to speak to LG, to be honest. LG. They're the people who made the monitor. The moderators. Right, I'm gonna try and map these roads. Right, is that one I can go into? I think it is. LG is the manufacturer of the monitors. They're made by LG. Okay, no problem there, they're toxic. Because you're asking me a question, I have no idea as to why they decided to stop making the monitor. Unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball on that one. Right, dead end. Can't go up that way, so we'll go down here and then we'll cut that across. Oh, I don't know, shall we? We'll probably miss that though now, you watch. Let's go this way. Nope, I've done it. Really? But he was still going. You gotta love the names. Definitely ain't reading that one out. Yeah, I see you have changed it. You've been in before and we did discuss it. I do remember. Ugh, stalled. Come on. Well, this is good, isn't it? Lights everywhere in this one. We'll get on the main road soon enough.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
When did I mention your name? Right, 554, still got 19 hours. We got 27:58 to do the job in. So we've got plenty of time. Right, there's a road going off to the right. I think we'll pick that up because I doubt that's going to be one we'll be picking up anytime soon. Yeah, I'm sure I could. I just wouldn't be able to do anything about it right now. To be honest, whatever it is, you're probably better off hearing it from the doctors. Last thing you want to do is go off reading about syndromes or whatever, because you'll start reading the wrong thing and get the wrong idea. Hello Ashton, how you doing? I'm sure there's plenty of other streams you're out there watching as well, but yeah, it's nice to have you around. The more the merrier, as they say. What have you been doing today, Ashton? Anything exciting? Anything fun? Getting gear. Yeah, Mark's got a very busy stream. He's got his handfuls over there. His numbers are going up really well. Oh, to have a channel like that. But hey, good on him, he's done well. He's been at it a lot longer than I have, that's for sure. Chilling is good, that's what I'm doing. Look at this guy, straight through those X's. I don't know what I'm going to do this evening. I may play this for an hour or two. I might get back on Dirt Rally again. I really fancy getting back onto hill climb. I realised that when I did my hill climb last time, I only did the first stage of the hill climb, Pines Peak. So I'd like to do the second and third stage. Practice that, and then we'll have a crack at the whole stage together. Ooh, you're gonna be ordering tomorrow, are you? Oof. Could be the big day. You'll have to let me know if you do order it then. And don't forget to ask how long until it arrives. And then you can be counting down the days and the minutes and God knows what. it's not too bad. I'm still waiting for my parts. I actually phoned, actually I didn't phone actually, sorry, I actually contacted the manufacturer of one of the items that I'm waiting for, which I was told was still waiting for. And lucky enough they contacted the supplier in the UK and they're going to ship over units. But hopefully it's going to be shipping tomorrow, which means it should definitely be next week. Hopefully Wednesday, Thursday next week I get the new items, which should have been here this week, at the beginning of this week, but that didn't work to plan, unfortunately, because there was looked like there was a bit of a miscommunication between the manufacturer and the supplier, which isn't good. At least that's what they're telling me. Probably something else though. Well, what's the point in selling it if the case is good enough? Just keep the case. Unless, of course, you want something a bit more flash. Well, that's true, you know, the extra cash will certainly help. I mean, that's if it's worth anything, you know. The problem with cases, they're kind of hard to sell sometimes. What's new and never been used? Get it out there for sale, either slap it on eBay or put it on Gumtree or something. Tell you what, I had a second PC upstairs which I've stripped down and sold for parts. And I'll probably order some new parts to replace the PC upstairs. But a lot of the bits and bobs I sold on Gumtree, the rest of it then I sold on eBay, so that's what I would do. Well, the LED flans. It's got flans in it. The LED fans will, you know, it'll spruce it up a bit. I'm not a great fan of LEDs and PCs. I have actually gone for a theme with this one, but it's very basic. I've just gone for white, so I've got white LED RAM sticks. The cooler for the PC I can change to any colour, so I've put it to white. And the graphics card lights up white anyway. You can change the colours on that if you want to, but I'm not entirely fussed. I've just made it matching, that's all. The motherboard lights up, but 9 times out of 10 I turn that off or set it to white anyway, so... The thing is, for me, the PC's under the stairs, so you can't exactly see it. It's out of the way, so you don't get to see the LEDs in effect anyway, unless you open the door. So I'm not entirely bothered by it. The only reason why I've got it set to white is because it helps light up under the stairs when I open the door. At the end of the day, as long as it performs the way you want, doesn't matter if it had RGB and played the trumpet, you know? All about the performance at the end of the day. Come on. Yeah, liquid or air cooler. You're not going to notice a huge difference between the two. You know, if you spent, what, 60, 70 quid on a Noctua cooler, nearly as good as, if not better in some instances, than the liquid coolers that are out there. I've gone for liquid, but I do have a Noctua cooler as a backup, just in case the liquid cooler messes up. Eek, that's the wrong gear. Get in gear. Chase some lane, shall we? Right. Chasing down the time, hopefully, so 608 miles remaining. See if we can crack on a little bit. Let's get the old cruise control going. And welcome to any new viewers out there. Feel free to pop in chat if you like. I'm guessing the case you're getting is a windowed case. I didn't bother getting RGB strips or any lighting strips on my PC, mainly because the motherboard lights up, the RAM lights up, the cooler lights up, and the GPU lights up. The glass itself is a tinted glass. And to me, when all the lights are on and doing their thing, that's enough. It's personal preference. If you want to see more, if you want to pick out detail in the motherboard, then I would probably say yes, go for a lighting strip. But if you're not bothered about looking at everything in detail and being able to read everything from outside the glass, then I wouldn't bother. no horns. We're down to 577 miles, 403 litres, 15 hours. I swear I drove past that the other day. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, lighting strip is, you know, whether you go for a single colour strip or a multicoloured, you know, RGB, up to you at the end of the day. You know, the whole point of the lighting strips is they just add extra colour and extra brightness inside the case, and it lights up more. So if you want to see more inside your case, and you fancy having a bit more of an RGB glow outside of your case, then absolutely go for it. I find them quite distracting, so I just stuck with the components being the source of the brightness and colour, and that was enough for me. Hello there, Zach, how you doing? I'm in the UK, what about you? I'm based in Swansea. RGB is red, green, blue, so it's multicolored. And how are you today, Zach? What have you been up to? Guess you didn't get any snow then, huh? Were you sitting there going, please let it snow, send us home from school? I know around here they were sending kids home because of the snow, but I drove home from work today. There was definitely no snow around here. I don't know what they were talking about. Is that because you had snow, or was it just because of bad ice or something? Guess you ran out of snow and ice today then, huh? It's been threatening to snow down here for the last, what, 2 days, but we've had nothing whatsoever. I think driving home today I saw a little bit of sleet and that was it. Wish these weathermen could get it right, you know. I wouldn't mind a little bit of snow. Every time they say it's gonna snow, it never snows here. It's like, yeah, whatever. They're pulling your leg, you know? Thanks, buddy. Cut me up. Nah, I'm not into my football. More into motorsport than anything. Formula 1 more than anything. I do like a bit of rally, but I haven't really put on any of the rally stuff for a long while, but I don't mind playing rally. I really enjoy playing rally games. It's weird that. I mean, I like F1. but playing F1 games, I've got to be really in the mood. Like rally, don't tend to watch it so much, but I really enjoy playing rally games. Oh, look out. There's going to be a football war now. And he's out of coffee already. That's not a good sign. Right. Cruise on. If you're asking me, Zach, it was another exciting day at work. Came home, pick up my son from school, and just relatively lazy evening. And I thought, let's do a bit of streaming, let's play a game. Kind of realised that having that display down the bottom is kind of useless, because even my wheel blocks the view for you. I'm just looking up above now. I might have to move it. Oop. So what's your favourite game on Xbox at the moment then? Or what's your favourite game in general? Can't say I've got one, to be honest. I like jumping between game to game. I couldn't pick one game as being the favourite. What's the difference between a normal keyboard and a mechanical one? Well, mechanical keyboards will have a better feel to the press of the key. Ultimately, the main difference is going to be price. So your basic keyboard is going to cost you 10, 20 quid. Mechanical keyboards, you're probably looking from about 30 for the real cheaper ones to, oh god, get in gear. Right, there it is. To maybe 150 for mechanical. There are different mechanical keyboards as well though, so bear that in mind. You've got red switches, black switches, brown switches, blue switches, all of which will offer you a different type of feel per game. They do say that red switches are better for gamers because they're faster to respond, but some people prefer maybe a quieter switch or one with more of a click. So really then you'd have to research the type of keyboard, but red and brown switches tend to be popular. I mean, if you've got the money to splash out on a really good keyboard, then I would recommend a mechanical keyboard. But if you just need a keyboard to get you going, something like this will do. You know, you're talking what, 20 quid, job done. You can even pick these up with a mouse for like 20 quid. Personally, I wouldn't spend a fortune on a keyboard and mouse. I would just get cheap and cheerful, get yourself into having your PC, and look at upgrading the keyboard later on. Unless, of course, it comes with a good deal. FIFA and Motorsport 7, eh? Do you know what? I've never actually tried Forza 7. I think I tried the demo once. But if I remember correctly, I don't think the wheel and everything supported the game. Now that I got the adapter, it probably does, but just never been interested in it. Ooh. Wireless keyboard and mouse. Wireless mouse, yes. But make sure you get a good one that has good battery life. Because I bought a high-end gaming mouse once. I think it was a Logitech one. Oh my god, it had shocking battery life on it. It was like it would hold a charge for like a day and a half, 2 days tops. Like every other day I was charging the damn thing. I was doing my head in the end. As for keyboard, personally, I wouldn't bother going for a wireless keyboard. There's just no need. And you can guarantee the battery will run out when you want to use it. Or you'll need to change the batteries when you want to use it. You know, the only reason to have a wireless keyboard is if you're moving it around a lot. Then fair enough, go for it. But you tend to find, once you've set your keyboard down, it's just sitting in one spot. So, unless the wireless version of the keyboard you want is the same price, then fair enough. But if a wireless keyboard is going to cost you more, personally, I think it's a waste of money. I mean, I gone for wired in here. I did have a Bluetooth keyboard. I've got it as a backup. It's in the drawer over there. But I ended up going to wired because, you know, even the Bluetooth keyboard used to drop signal every now and then, and, you know, maybe you had to resync it back to the PC because of, I don't know, some random problem. I could never work out what, but I got fed up in the end, so I thought, no, I'm going to just go back to the old faithful. Go for a wired keyboard. Ooh, that's a bit fast. That's fast. Oh, crap. Oops. How much damage we get? 1-1. Oh, I'll live with that. Not a problem, Zach. Alright, change of mind. We're going down here. Sneezes. Oh, man. Right, this truck's not very good around corners, so watch out. Look at that thing lean. Holy moly. Hello, Zach. Yes, you're from Derbyshire, you did say. Yeah, if you've already got a working keyboard and mouse, if funds are tight, invest where you need your you know, the parts. So if you've got a working keyboard and mouse, then use them for now. You can always upgrade them further down the line, you know, 6 months, a year on. Maybe you can ask your parents for a new keyboard and mouse for Christmas or your birthday or something, you know. At the end of the day, I would say use your money wisely. There's no point in buying a keyboard and mouse when you've got a usable keyboard and mouse there now, you know? I'm sure I could find it on a map if I looked. That's what sat-nav's for, right? Ah, come on. Hello, the red one. How you doing? Well, you can pick this up. It's not a mechanical one, it's mechanical-like, but it's basically a normal keyboard. But it just glows that colour, and you can make it pulse on and off, blah blah blah. But that was like 16 quid off Amazon, so I just needed a cheap, cheerful keyboard that lights up, that I could plug in, and looked half tidy. 16 quid Amazon, job done. Doing very well, Red One. Just another lazy day streaming and playing ETS. Well, Zaxi, we all had rubbish lessons. We all have the ones that we don't like, unfortunately. We got 246 litres. We'll skip this one. Let's go to the next one. Hopefully we'll find something within the next 246 litres. Brother Wayne, how you doing? Welcome along. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you're more likely to get more use from the wheel. And if it means you can get a wheel sooner, I would go for the wheel first, and then look at getting a new keyboard and mouse later on. Like you said, you've already got them. And it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to sell them and get your money back, so to speak. So you may as well use them and run them into the ground. Right, this copper is doing my head in. Sitting behind me, just booking me. I know I could slow down, but I don't want to slow down. I'm just lazy. Thanks very much, Wayne. It's definitely a work in progress. There's more bits and bobs to come soon. Well, you know, English is kind of important. That's definitely one you want to try and sort out earlier on rather than later. Science, yeah. Science and English, I would say you want to definitely keep on working at. RE, well, yeah, you know. And PE, well, depends on whether you're physical or not. Some are, some aren't. You know, a gaming keyboard and a gaming mouse aren't a necessity, shall we say. You know, they're not gonna make you this all singing, all dancing gaming god. They're just nice to have. So I would go for what you want right now. So if you fancy having a keyboard, then invest in a keyboard. The nano screens are good, but I gotta admit, the new monitors that are coming out at the moment, I'm not impressed with. You know, I've toyed with the ideas of maybe replacing these, but if I did, I don't know what I'd go for. You know, I've got... If I was going to change them, I might go for a 1440p monitor, say. 4K, I think, is just overkill, to be honest. You don't need it. 1440p is fine. But I haven't seen anything on the market that makes me think, oh, you know what? That is definitely what I want or need. And I'm lucky in a way because I've got 3 good 34-inch 1080p IPS 144 Hz. Backlight bleed is minimal. You know, the image quality on these for me are some of the best I've had in a long time, and I've gone through a few ultra-wide monitors to get to these. You know, they're not the best in terms of spec. You know, 1440p would have been better. But for gaming on, it's perfect, you know. I can't complain with the resolution. Performance is good because it's a 1080p ultra-wide. I know that the nano screens should give you better colour overall, but I haven't seen a nano screen that really goes, yeah, that's 10 times better, you know? I'm not convinced HDR on monitors is there yet, because until they do full array backlighting properly, then I think it's kind of pointless. No, these are ultra-wide monitors. And I think I hit my camera with my head, because that looks a bit wonky. Hold on a second. Oop. There we go, looks a bit better. Now these are 3 34-inch 21:9 monitors. Oh, Ashton, keep an eye out, because the wheels will come down in price every so often. I'm trying to remember what's the name of the website. Was it Price? Is it pricecomparison.co.uk or something, or price.co.uk? And you can kind of set that up to give you a warning as to when the price has dropped. You know, you can use TVs. The problem with using TVs is you've got to make sure that you've got a TV with good input lag settings, you know, and doesn't give you ghosting. Normally, the entry level for TV, you know, you're probably talking a 40-inch. Now, scaling wise, they say that 27-inch is probably the best in terms of getting the correct scale for what you've seen on the screen. So if you go bigger, it means that, you know, the cars, vehicles, or whatever you're playing may look a little bit too big. But ultimately, it's down to your personal preference. Zach, don't worry about what type of school you go to. Your parents probably got you into the school because it's a good school for what they teach in other lessons, not necessarily because it's Catholic. I'm sure your parents just want you to do well. That's all any parent wants, really, is their kids to go to school and come out with the qualifications to get themselves a tidy job and make a bit of wonga. Yeah, well, it is what it is, unfortunately. Trust me, it may seem like a pain now, but once it's over and done with, as long as you come out the other side all good, it's going to be for the good. The best thing to do is not let it get you down. You know, try not to think about the bad side of it and work on getting the good side. There we are, see, off-key knows. How you doing, off-key? Good to see you. You know, I think most of us went to school. We all had to do, you know, RE in school at some point. I think even the ones who were religious didn't really enjoy doing the lessons anyway. But ultimately, it's just part of school. Well, we need fuel. I nearly forgot. Nearly forgot then, didn't I? I'm doing very good, thank you very much. Right, we should have enough to get to the end of the job now. And we are off. Born to be pro from Poland. Welcome, how you doing, buddy? Well, there's a bike coming, we're going to cut him up. Oh, I think we made it. What have you been up to, Off-Key? You had a good day? I think I'm gonna get back into the next stream. I might do What a Surprise Dirt Rally, but I might do Pikes Peak again. Was it Pine? I can never remember how you say it. Was it Pines Peak or Pikes Peak? I can never remember. Anyway, the Peak one. Because I realised I only did the first stage, but I need to do the second and third stage and then do the full event, which I haven't done yet. And that seems quite the challenge because it's going to be quite a hard drive. Yeah, I'll get back into X-Plane. I really want to try and learn X-Plane if I can. There's just so much to learn. It's like, wow. Quite enjoyed it when I did the circuits the other day. I'm very good, Born, and yourself? Oh, come on. Get a move on, guys. Come on, Mr. Biker. He's going. So, Born, what type of games do you like to play? Are you into trucking? What's the weather like in Poland at the moment? I imagine that's rather much colder than here in the UK. Mind you, did you see the news with regards to the cold weather in America? -70, and they were saying if you go outside, try not to take deep breaths because it could cause freezing in the lungs. Holy moly! I was talking at work to a friend and was like, it sounds like it's something out of Day After Tomorrow film. Oh, he's into his battlefield as well, eh? Yeah, but at least you get a nice summer. We just get wet and damp all year round, and then bits of cold thrown in now and again. With a bit of sun splashed around. Well, that's good to see, Zach, that you've got a plan. Stick to it. Catering's hard work, but can be very rewarding as well at the end of the day. If anybody out there thinks catering is easy, trust me, it ain't easy. Yeah, we've got the full, all the DLC, so we drive around all over the map. Currently over that side of the map, trying to clear up the roads. So the whole point of this particular stream, so when you see this one that says map work, just trying to get the map up to 100% complete, hit all the roads, get all the little small areas. Try to do it by taking a job. Sometimes it's difficult, so I'll just take a truck and drive into the areas I need. Yeah, we're getting there. It should be at 84% when we get to our destination. Fingers crossed, he says. We got another 6 hours. Oh my god. I swear sometimes I think about just taking the speed limiter off. Oh, he's getting ready for his flight school, huh? So, anybody who's going to Marrakesh next year flying, you might not want to, because Red One's going to be up in the air somewhere. No, just joking. I'm sure they don't get you up in the air that soon, do they? Oof. Well, we know who to ask now when we want a good curry. We can just ask Zach and he can stir us up a curry. Sounds like a plan. Or a good steak and chips. Num 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 num. I've never been in the air. I think it's calm. Well, the air can be calm. You do have turbulence. You have heard of turbulence, right? Prawn curry for Offkey. Nah, I don't need fuel. I'm good. Or Red One, have you ever heard of anything called a microburst? They're scary as hell, they are. If you've never heard of a microburst, look it up. Because when it comes to a microburst and planes, you don't want to be around one of them. And it's raining again. Well, yeah, you know, it can be. It's one of the safest forms of transport, but let's face it, if it goes wrong, it's a high chance it's gonna go wrong really bad. Microburst, oh man. Microburst basically is, if I can describe it, it's basically like a zone of bad weather. And I can't remember which way it is, negative pressure or whatever. Basically though, when it happens, it's enough to knock a plane out of the sky. The plane will be flying along, it'll fly into a microburst, and it's as if there's no air and it just drops. I was watching a film on it, like a documentary, and it's the number of planes that got knocked out of the air because of a microburst is crazy. Most of them suffered really badly. I would never want to be in a plane with a microburst around you. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, completely stall you out. That's a scary thought, you know. I think that's why they developed there's like a radar on the plane or something that can help detect them, but it's not 100% or something. Maybe it's improved since the documentary I saw was years ago now, but I remember watching it thinking, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't know about that. Yeah, most planes will fly above, but you still got to come below the cloud layer. So if you have to fly through, you know, bad weather, that's always a risk, because at some point you're going to have to come through bad weather. But it's very rare you'll get those. I mean, maybe the situation is a lot better now because radar technology's probably moved on, so who knows. Trust me, I'm no expert, don't quote me on it. Right, it's tempting to overtake, but there's a turning on the left that I want to take because I want to get that road and depot, and then we can carry on. Still got another 4 hours of this trip. Great! Come on. He wasn't slowing down, was he? Oops. At least the rain's stopping. Yeah, that was in the news, wasn't it, about the footballer? It's a very basic Scania truck. It's just a quick job I've taken to try and fill in the map. It's like a 430 brake horsepower or something silly with purple trimmings of all things. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. If you're coming into land and there's a microburst over you, you've got to hope you've got enough room to recover, otherwise you're going to hit the ground pretty hard. Come on. Oh, you just driven straight into the side of me. Oh well. Time to run him over. The movie? Which movie are you on about, sorry? Oh yeah, I squished him. There's Black Fox. Hello there. There's a man who's probably got a few stories to tell about flying. Well, it's his own fault for pulling. Well, he didn't really pull out. I pulled out, but still, he didn't have to come right up the side of me. Well, yes and no. Not everybody speaks English. That's alright, Black Fox. I put a message out to see if anybody was interested in multiplayer. Nobody replied, so I thought, well, single player then. You know, it's, I think what I'll do, basically, if people want to do multiplayer on stream with me, then they need to message me in Discord under the multiplayer section, and I'll look at setting up a date and a time. It'd be nice to have more than just me and one other person, you know. If we can get like 4 or 5 trucks going, you know, start a little convoy and do that maybe once, twice a week, we'll look into it, you know. Nah, it's okay. I know you're a busy man at the end of the day. I have the brakes set quite low. Well, not low, but they're not at the top, you know. If you had the brakes all the way up to the top, I'll show you now. Where are we? Options. Boop. Well, brakes under gameplay, innit? Yeah, so I'd say if that's halfway, so just under a quarter from the top. That's the brake intensity. Because I asked the same question. I was like, okay, if I put the brakes all the way up the top, the truck stops really quick. And I thought, okay then, I know trucks have to have pretty good down brakes at the end of the day. So I went online and watched a couple of Mercedes and Volvo videos about braking, because they've got truck brake tests on there, and they do stop pretty damn well, even with a full load on the back. So I adjusted it, and I went out a few times, did some brake stop, you know, heavy brake stopping in the game with a load, just to see if I could kind of mimic what I felt was close to it. It may be still a little bit too high. Actually, I'm going to drop it down a little bit more now. So where's halfway there? So I'm going to put it nearly halfway. And we'll see what that's like now. Yeah, you got to watch your step when you're out there at the moment. There's a lot of ice. But what gets me, right? Got to drive my son to school in the morning. The number of people who will pull out on you on an icy road and expect you to slow down and stop in time is crazy. Like 3 cars today pulled out in front of me expecting me to stop. And I'm like, dude, it's an icy road. If I didn't have my anti-lock brakes, I would have been smacked into your front end because you pulled out. So now, hit the brakes now, it's a little bit slower to respond. That actually feels a little bit better, actually. I mean, at the end of the day, play with the brakes in the game because it's personal preference. But I would certainly say anything from halfway to about 3/4 up is fine. People are just, you know, they're so concerned about their own time, they're not looking at the road conditions, and yet they drive like idiots, and they expect everybody else to be able to stop dead. And it's like, no, it don't work like that in icy conditions. Well, it's worth checking you over. You could have pulled something, or maybe even worse, but as long as you're okay. What do you mean, yesterday or today? I haven't done any racing today, other than I jumped on Dirt Rally because I fancied a dabble at, I was doing hill climb stuff. I had to think then. Born to be Pro, yeah, we do multiplayer, but I'm really new to multiplayer, so I don't have loads of people joining me. It might be once in a while I'll have somebody joining me. But as and when I do multiplayer, it's always anyone's free to join. If you're interested in doing multiplayer with me in the future, then I would suggest you jump into the Discord. If anybody wants Discord, there you go, there's a link to it there. Well, I'm glad you saw the funny side of it, Zach. It's always good. As I say, one thing I am trying to do is kind of grow the multiplayer side, because if I can get that going and have 5-10 trucks one day, you know, who knows, 50 trucks, that would be nice. But there's no limitation on it. As long as you're driving sensibly, that is all. If you then want to be in your own virtual trucking company, you're more than welcome to. If you want to join the one I've opened, you're welcome to. Again, there's no necessity. All I ask is clean, tidy driving, and you're not crashing into everybody. Whoa! Wasn't looking at the map then. It's always good to see the funny side. Oh, last of the late breakers, me. What, in real life? I've been in a car crash, years ago. Actually, been in a couple. But only one that I've ever been driving. Touch wood. But there's no wood, it's all metal. On my head. There we are. Yeah, been in a car crash before, but again, nothing major in a car crash. You know, worst I've been in was a 5-car pilot, but it was low speed. I've been playing it for years, although I've restarted my profile I don't know how many times. Currently I've racked up about 800 hours. This profile's got about 500 off the top of my head, I think. Take care. Bye bye, Zach, and thanks for the sub. Hey, I wasn't doing too bad. I thought my driving was okay. Zach, yeah, I'm on daily. Usually any time after 8:30 PM is good. Actually, Friday though, I may be on early in the day Friday. Actually, tomorrow, got to take my son to school. Straight after that, I got to go to the garage because I got to get 2 new rear tires. And then after that, I'll probably head back and might do a bit of gaming. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, just in case something else crops up. Well, definitely tomorrow, it'll definitely be 8:30 onwards, but it may be earlier tomorrow, I just don't know. Well, you're all welcome to. The more the merrier. Take care, Red One. I know this job was like 19 hours, but blimey, this is taking me ages. Still got another hour 36. Have you popped your car wheels this morning? What do you mean by popped your car wheels? Born to be pro, thanks for the subscribe. Oh, I didn't pop anything, they just worn down. And one's got a nail in, so it needs a change. They're not on the legal limit yet, but yeah, with the weather the way it is, it's like, yeah, it's not worth taking the risk. So I'd rather change now when it's close than just get the puncture repair. Might as well just get the two of them changed, you know. The fronts are perfectly fine. Ciao, ciao. Well, control settings will vary depending on your controller. My pedals are preset, so I don't adjust my pedals on a per game basis. I just leave my pedals set the same for every game, and then I adjust the brake for the game then. So, you know, Project Cars will be one setting, ETS is another setting. That way then I'm only adjusting on a per game basis rather than a game and pedal basis, because it becomes very messy then, because then you have to go, oh no, I've got to change this for this game, I've got to change it in game, I've got to go to this game, have that set, but I've got to use a different setting. So the way I've done it, I just go one brake pressure on my pedal, and then I adjust the feeling in the game, and that's it. Toxic, people come and go all the time, it's okay. Trust me, when you start streaming for the likes of YouTube, for the first probably 6 months, it's a very, very lonely affair, tell you now. It's very quiet. You know, but as you progress with your streaming, you make friends, more and more people pop in and out. Some people are nice, some people want to be a pain in the butt. Nothing much you can do about it though. What's that supposed to mean, Black Fox? Are you usually one of the troublemakers? We want to go into 12th. Right, we're getting there. 30 minutes away. You need to keep the stress levels on the low side, huh? Yeah, don't blame you. Anything for the easy life. I guess that's why I haven't rushed out to find someone to share my life with. It's like, well, I've been there once. It's kind of good where it is right now. It's nice and quiet. Less stress. Ah, you'll always get those people coming in, oh, you've got a bad stream, you this, you... You know what, if my stream is so bad, go off and do something else. You're the one sitting there moaning about it. It's like... Yeah, don't leave anything there. She can check the stream and see what you said, remember that? Well, copy and paste that. That might come in handy. Thank you very much. Failed again. Alright, hold on. I'm going to go into this depot here first. Get this. Oh no, you can't go in that one. Oh, why did it? Oh, it's further down, is it? Interesting. I thought you could pull in there. So you're pulling in the other side, are we? That's weird. Hold on. City one. Come on. Oy. Right, let's go and drop this off, shall we? Some people do it because they want to try and get a rise out of you. Some of them are genuine and they do think it's bad, but you know, the way you look at it is, you know, you do a stream the way you like. Not everybody will like what you do. It's just the way the world is. Why people feel the need to come on and say it in such a rude way is beyond me. You know, there's nicer ways to speak to people. And I certainly don't appreciate it when people come on my stream and are rude to me directly, so I take offense to that quite quickly and deal with it quite quickly. You know, you want to tell me I'm doing something bad, I can take criticism, just don't be rude about it. Is this the entrance? Because it doesn't look like it. Oh no, we've missed it, it's further down. Yeah, exactly. The ones that, you know, want to see what's going on or want to take an interest, they will. Right. Oh, we're in here. Why did we think we had to turn? That's because it's down on the side. What do you mean they're toxic? The problem with streaming Euro Truckers, there's lots of people who stream Euro Truckers. So unless you're in a group, you know, to start with, kind of difficult to build it up. There's many popular people who stream it, and most people who watch streams want to be in a stream that's busy, got lots of chat, because, you know, there's more to do. But it's okay. You just try. It either gets better or... doesn't really matter for me. At the end of the day, I'm still going to play my game, so... I've overcooked it. Alright, I got you. It's the name of the bus company, you mean? Oh, come on, get in. Turning out to be a bit of a mess. Right. Let's straighten this up, make it nice and tidy, shall we? Can't have it looking a mess. Miles O'Brien. How the hell do you get that? There's no way I sound like Miles O'Brien. Isn't he supposed to be Irish or Scottish or something? I can't remember now. Oh, she likes the sultry tones. I was told once by somebody I used to work with that it was like, you've got a voice, you've got a voice for radio. And I was like, no, definitely not. Don't think I could do that, to be honest. I think she was trying to say that I was butt ugly. Right, and hold on. Map. Let's have a look at the map, shall we? Did we hit 84? Yes, we did. 84.37%. Hey, Alexander, how you doing? Right, let's have a mooch around. Where we see what I mean about this map? You look on this map and there's just little bits of grey. There's not one nice long road that you can go, ooh, you know, that's going to get me. Although that's not too bad. The Warsaw Run. A lot of little patches around here. Well, there's north there. Ah, oh, okay. Interesting. Maybe if I can get a job from Prague. Oop. Oh, not in. Out. Out, out, out. Maybe Prague. Or Vienna, maybe. Ooh. Hey, I'm not doing nothing. Prague and Brno. Let's have a look. We need... I'll just do Mickey Mouse impressions from now on, shall I? How's that? We need a job that goes north. If I can get it to go through... Where? Here, was it? Got to go through there somehow. Oh, you watch now. There's not going to be a job that takes me through there, is there? This bit always sucks. Right, what about Prague? Nope. We did that one. What about... Okay, Vienna. Hey, that Sim guy, how you doing? Yeah, finding the job right now. When you want to go certain roads, yeah, absolutely. Wait, hold on. Okay, you're saying someone from Star Wars. Who the hell from Star Wars would you say I sound like? I've never been told I sound like anybody from Star Trek or Star Wars ever in my life. So this is a new one on me. This one I've got to hear. Okay, Toxic, take care. Hey, I'm not going to do another stupid job. 32 hours. No, I just not got the hours tonight. Darth Vader. No. What, when he takes his helmet off? No, because actually in the earlier films when he takes his helmet off, he doesn't really have a... I don't know. Doesn't really have a deep voice. Not that mine's particularly deep, but it's getting down there, I think. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I've just turned the bass down on my sound, on my mixer by here. You can't see it, actually. Bratislava. See, not going. They're not going in the way I want to go. Maybe I need to look at grabbing a job and come down the map. Let's see what this does. Mind you, sometimes with all the coughing I do, maybe I should have some kind of oxygen thing. Indeed you do, Toxic, and thanks very much for doing so. Oh man, this sucks. I want to go at least this way. Okay, can I get that one and to get the job down? I know I can rearrange it, but I want it to go roughly in that direction before I just mess a job up completely. See, I'd have to go the long way around there. I don't want to break the screen, you know? I mean, come on. Oh, this is going to wind me up now. Right, let's try over here. Don't want to go too far afield because you'll end up going all over the strap. Somebody... Right, will you go to there? Great, that's lovely. How about you go further down now? No, no. Try this one. Take care. Oy. We did Vienna. We did there. Oh, Vienna. Oh, hold on. Let's try down here then. How'd you pronounce that? Pex? Does that mean you've picked up a coffee off key? I'm getting too early then. He's in there. He's not wasting any time. Ah, I can't find a job I want. It's getting grumpy with it now. Oof. See, I could go that way, but that's going to extend the job time. But that's too long a job. I think it's going to be one of those where I'm just going to have to do a short hop, skip and a jump. Right, what have I got? 15 hours. Too far out of the way. That could work, but again, I'm driving up out of the way, then going in. Tempted with that one, but the truck is going to suck. Ah, I didn't want to click that. Oh, no. Alright, and let's do it. Right, map. Hope I picked the right blooming one now. Where did I want to go? Starting to think it wasn't as good as I thought. Right, hold on, this isn't looking too good, is it? That's just a total mess. Right, hold on, reset. Do we want to go there? See, even if you go up there, you're only going to get one road. $16 hours, but then if I was thinking cutting across here and then up, I think that's going to add in too many hours. Survey says 19. Ugh. Right, it'll have to be that. in my little truck. Right, hold on. If I go that way, get the garage, and then kick off, I think. Oh. Come on. Oh man, I can't even pull the trailer. Right, I need all the garages, so I got to buy every garage I come across. Whoa! What are you doing? Like, you think these guys could see a huge trailer coming out, but no, they still want to come on. Taken me an age to get that map. As soon as you get 60%, it becomes a real hard slog. And that map's been worked up with no cheat mods or anything. Just from driving around like an idiot. Oh god, what was that? I'll probably kill the pedestrian with my luck. Ooh, jeez. I know I changed those brakes, but oh boy, that wasn't very good. Right, I'm tempted to go up that road, map it, turn around, come back and go. Jeez. Really got to stand on the brakes in this truck. Oh, crikey. So come on then, that sim guy. Did you buy the game already, or you've got it waiting in your list? Yeah, direct drive wheel. It's a little bit overkill for ETS, but it's great fun. The one thing that I used to have a TSPC Racer Thrustmaster. The one thing with this game, because it's a slow-paced game, you know, and you're moving the wheel around a corner, it tends to be really slow. With the Thrustmaster wheel, playing this game, you could notice the cogging in the belt drive. You could feel it go click, 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 because you're turning it so slowly. For racing games, because you're throwing the wheel around so much more, you didn't notice the cogging in the belt drive system at all. However, with this wheel though, because it's direct drive, and there's no mechanism like that, it's a pure electrical direct system, there is nothing to feel. It is smooth as butter. Oh, it will make a noise, but it really takes intense, you know, force feedbacks settings to get that to happen. But it's nothing like, you know, if you put the forces high on a Thrustmaster wheel or a Logitech, even Fanatic wheels, they will make a noise at some point. Even these will, to some degree. But if you want a quiet wheel and you don't mind splashing the money, direct drive is the way to go. It is silent, buttery smooth in operation. You know, if I turn this wheel, there's nothing to feel other than the effects that it's given you. There's no cogging, there's no clicking, there's no clacking. It's lovely. Oh look, there's another section of road up there. I'll go up there and get it. Yeah, check your force feedback settings. For force feedback in the game, is the force feedback in the game high and on the wheel low, or is it high on the wheel and high in the game? Because if you've got it high on both, that's when you tend to get more noise. Sometimes you're better off having it high in one, low in the other. With the Logitech, when I had one, I tend to found it quieter when I had force feedback in the game higher and force feedback on the wheel lower. But it's finding the right balance. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But ultimately, you're always going to have some noise. Thrustmaster T300 will be quieter. A TSPC Racer will be quieter. It's belt driven. So if you're getting to the point where you'll, because I was like you, I got to the point where it's like, okay, the wheels are good, but it's making noises. It's kind of frustrating in that respect. That's when I decided it was time to upgrade. I'll pull off the line. Hey Chandler, how you doing? I think I missed the turning for this garage. Where the devil is it? I think it's here. Yes. Hey Crash, how you doing? Right, and we're gonna turn right and then left. I'm doing good. Just chilling, doing some single player ETS. Working on my road map progression. I'll be chuffed if I can get to 85%, but I don't think I'm going to get there because I don't think I've got enough new road to hit on this job. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get round to all those little grey areas on the map. Right. I'm guessing I'm going to swing it in here and turn around. Well, personally, go for the most expensive wheel you can afford. Definitely a T300. It's a good wheel. Keep an eye out for the TSPC Racer though, because you can get them cheap. Have you got? If you've got the G29, you're already using the Logitech pedals, yeah? Or have you got different pedals already? What pedals are you using? Come on. This thing's so slow. Jesus, truck is rubbish. Yeah, the G29 shifter's a bit personally, if you're in no rush to get a new shifter, then do the shifter mod for the G29. It's quite a nice little shifter mod. it does make it feel a lot better. Pedals, keep the pedals. They're not bad. I actually kept my pedals when I upgraded my wheel, and then after I upgraded my wheel... Oh, crumbs, I forgot about this truck. Too busy yapping, that's what it is. Oops. Again, you could upgrade the pedals, so rather than buying a new set of pedals straight away, that leaves you open to go for a T300 base unit and wheel itself without pedals, or you could go for something like a TSPC Racer, or save up and get the wheel that you really want and change the pedals later. Because what you can get for the pedals, if you go to the Leo Bodner website, you can get a USB converter for the pedals, which also gives you better resolution from the pedals, so it improves the response of the pedal as well. And once you've done that, if you want to improve the feel of the pedal, you can get the GTI brake spring mod, take the spring out from the brake, replace it with a new one, and then take the brake spring, and I think I put that in my accelerator, and the accelerator spring I think I put in the clutch. Can't remember. Anyway, I messed around with the springs, but ultimately when doing that, it really did improve the overall feel of the pedals. Plus with the G29 pedals, you got a rubber bump stop on the inside of the brake. You pull apart the mechanism, you can take that bump stop out and put them back together, and it gives you a slightly better throw on the brake. I preferred it without. Some people prefer it with the rubber bump stop on the inside. But again, it's personal preference. Right, start again, shall we? At least we didn't have to go too far. Look at that, we're just round the corner. Forget the lights. Forget the lights. Right, and so no harsh movements with this one, or we're going to be in the wall, or tipped over like a fly. Well, take it with a pinch of salt at the end of the day, but I know that's what I did to my pedals before I upgraded to the Fanatec pedals I had before these. I really enjoyed the Logitech pedals. To be honest, the best part of the Logitech system is the pedals. They're really quite good for the price. I honestly was thinking at one point, you know what, if somebody is selling the pedals on the cheap, I'll pick up a cheap set as a backup set of pedals, you know? I think the GTI brake spring was about 15 quid. The Leo Bodner lead, which improves the resolution from the pedals, I think that was the most expensive, around 30 quid. And I think the shifter mod, which I never used, because I ended up upgrading the shifter straight away, I think they cost around 20 quid on eBay. Oh, for what they are, they're a tidy pedal, you know? Some people will slate them completely because it's Logitech, but for the money, you're not going to get better. You have to spend more to get better, and even then, you know, I don't think it's a night and day difference between them and the Thrustmaster ones. I think the Thrustmaster Pro, yes, but I wouldn't say it's a night and day difference. But if you start talking Fanatic V3, absolutely, there is a difference there, absolutely. But then there should be, you're spending, what, 400 quid? Plenty of videos online that talk you through the process and show you how to take that stop out. But to be honest, if you're going to do that, I would seriously consider doing the spring mod as well. I think one of the things you could do, I think the clutch spring is stronger than the brake spring. So you could take the clutch spring out, swap it in the brake and put the brake spring in the clutch. But don't quote me on that because I can't remember. It's been ages since, I know it's been like 2 years since I've had a G29. I remember one of them is stronger, I just can't remember which way round it is. So I'm trying to remember if that's what I did. Did I take the brake spring out and I replaced it with a GTI spring? But the brake spring I had then in the clutch and the clutch spring in the accelerator. I think that's what I did. Because by moving the accelerator spring is quite light, I quite like a bit of resistance on my accelerator pedal because that lets you feather the throttle better. So I preferred it when I had a stronger spring in there. Plus I know that with the GTI stuff, they actually do 3 replacement springs for all the pedals. So if you wanted to go overboard, you could do all the springs, but I don't think you really need to. It's the brake that's the most important. The GTI mod spring I got on eBay, just so you know. So what have we got? 1,082 litres, 530 miles, 15 hours, 15. Yeah, I think this will be my last job for today. I was thinking I might do some dirt rally today, but I think I'll save that for tomorrow. So, assuming I get my real life jobs out of the way in the morning, when I get back for around, well, I'm hoping I'll be back around 11, I'll try and do some dirt rally hill climb practice between then and say 3 o'clock. Because I don't have anything else planned, and I'm assuming that the roads don't freeze over or whatever, so... Oops. Right, and see if we can catch them up when we don't need high beam on, do we? Get that off. Oh, we were going to overtake, but there's a truck coming. Oh, rubbish. Squeezing in. Oh, made a gap. How did I fit in there? I don't know. I think I squashed the bus. Whoa. and get in gear. Go, 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 go. Finally. How much damage did we get? 2% in the cab, 1% in the trailer. Goods are all good. Haha, lovely. I'll have that. As long as the goods are alright, I don't care. How many hours? I didn't look at that, did I? 17 and we got 13. It's gonna be close. Oh, can't get it in gear. That's why the clutch is slow. Just got to take my time. Not in a rally car now, am I? There's no one there, we'll go straight through. No point in hanging around for that one. I think everybody's passed out from the excitement yet again. It's awesome. Oh yes, a steamroller on the back. Right, we're going to go down here first. We're going to open up this area because again it's one of these that very rare you'll end up picking a job from directly. Well, that was good. Completely the wrong gear. Nah, we haven't had any snow here at all. Bit of sleet when I was driving home and that was it. It never snows where I am. I'm bang on the coast, you know. I only have to walk 2 minutes down the road. I mean, the sea is right there, so I tend to find that the snow comes in, travels over us, and dumps further inland. So it's very rare we get snow where I am. Has its plus and minuses. Okay, we don't have to go all the way down. Great. Got that wheel shake. Blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not slowing down, is it? Oh my god. Right, set the cruise control, shall we? Try and behave. This thing's just struggling to go any faster, I swear. Come on. Ah, yeah, I hope she's getting better soon then. Oh, I was thinking of going up that road, but that looks like it's gonna be a pain and slow. This truck sucks. Oh, this could be trouble. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't snow anyway. I need to get tyres on the car tomorrow. Then it can snow, because then my tyres will be all fine on the car. And I don't care. Little bridge. Well, as long as you've got enough snow, then yeah, absolutely. Why not make a snowman? It can snow Saturday and Sunday, that'll be fine. At least then I can get new tyres on the car, and then I'm set. You can do what it like. Because right now my rear tyres are a little bit naff, to say the least. Got a nail in one, and low tread on the back, so yeah, they need a change. Whoop. What do you get for giving your eyeballs a rub on the gold? There's all these little road sections I'm seeing that I need to be hitting. It's frustrating. No, I want to turn off down underneath. Okay. Have I just gone back on myself because this looks like exactly the same place? That'll be really annoying if I've done that. I'm just going to check my map. Oh my god, I did. I hate this game sometimes. I just went round in a circle. I hate the map in this thing. Right, I'm in a bit of a rush now. go straight down, take the left, come back, get the garage. Yep, bill me. I'm in a rush now. Do you really want it? Yes, I do. Right, come on. Back this thing up. Sucks when your truck's not got enough torque to do anything. That just sounds like you've got a range or interference issue. Either get a network cable and a network switch plugged into that room. I'd recommend going for an Ethernet cable and a network switch. Unless, of course, you need Wi-Fi for certain devices, then you can always add an access point instead. But whatever you do, I would recommend using Ethernet cable for your main. You can fall back and do power lines, but power line adapters, you're always going to lose a percentage of your connection rate, so my PC's connected via Ethernet cable and a network switch back to the modem. We need that. It's just better in the long run. Especially if you want to be doing streaming as well, because you need as much of your bandwidth as possible. You don't want to lose it with shoddy connections, if you know what I mean. I'll just measure the distance, and buy a cable with a couple of extra meters on top. You can always coil the excess up. I think Ethernet cable, you can go pretty long runs before you got to do fancy stuff with it. I can't remember the distance off the top of my head. My mind's gone blank, sorry, but I know it's pretty long. Yeah. Who's gonna stop first? That was my bad. Right, we can crack on. Oh, I wouldn't even bother with Amazon. Measure the distance you need and order a Cat6 cable off eBay. Unless Amazon are matching the price. But most of the time when you buy cable from a shop like Amazon or Curry's, PC World, they're going to charge through the nose for it. You can get Cat6 cable on eBay for a couple of quid. 30-meter run should cost you probably about 10 to 15 quid. That's what I did anyway. All the cable runs I got, I just measured all the cables I needed, and just ordered them on bulk on eBay. I couldn't find anywhere cheaper at the time, but maybe it's changed now. Oh, I've done it again. There wasn't enough room to roll it back. This truck is terrible for rolling. It'd be great if I had somebody give me a push. Oh, what? Yeah, give me a tow. I better do a repair at night. We're not going to be getting anywhere fast. I can't believe I've still got 10 hours in this truck. Oh my god. Why do I feel like my nasal passages are starting to ache? That means I've probably picked up something from work. Ugh. Right. The shifter's feeling a bit loose. It depends on how handy you are. You can always pull up the carpet by the skirting board and tuck the cable between the skirting board and the carpet grip. Relatively easy to do. If you're lucky and your skirting board's got a rather large gap, that's better. You could tuck it under the skirting board and run it round. But again, you need to measure all the nooks and crannies and all the little joins and things to make sure you're getting the right length. Because you're going to have to tuck it in nice and tight. I put mine under the carpet. You can, oh my god, stop. You can get flat Ethernet cable as well. So you could just get flat Cat6 cable and put that under the carpet, but make sure you lay it down flat. Because if it curls up, then obviously you're going to feel it under your foot. It's up to you. It just depends on what you feel confident in doing. Personally, I'd put it under the carpet. If you run it around the edge of the carpet, you're not going to see it or feel it. And go for the flat stuff and just make sure you stick it down maybe with tape or a little bit of glue. It isn't going to do anything then. The other option then is have the round cable but tuck it in under the skirting. The other option, which is the more basic way, is run it across the top of the skirting. And you can tack it in every so often, but it's going to be more unsightly that way. It's easy enough to do. But have a look for the flat stuff. The flat stuff can be nice and handy. I mean, if you really want to put the cable down, but you don't want to lift the carpet or tack it across, you could run it round the top of the carpet. But what you can buy then is the fancy moulded trunking. And you can get it decorative trunking as well then. And you can use that to tidy it up and put it inside the trunking, which is always an option. But personally, you know, I do without the trunking. I've used trunking here where I am because it's all tucked away, and I wanted to keep that particular cable separate from all my others. But that's literally at the back end of the room here, but the rest of the room doesn't have any trunking. That because the carpet was just laid and I didn't want to pull it back up because I'd have to have it redone. It's not too bad because where I am, the modem's just the other side of the room. But when I originally wired the house, I wired the living room for 2 points, and I wired up to the master bedroom as well for a point. So it's got a bit of wiring. It's not. I haven't done the whole house because there's no point, but I've done the living room and the back end of the living room and the main bedroom upstairs. But I've left enough cable up there so I can expand if I need to. Well, it depends. What are the two TVs connected to? PC or console? Right, so on your PC card, what outputs does it have? Does it have one HDMI, one display port, one DVI port, or does it have two HDMI, two display ports? What have you got? Right, so you got two HDMI, so you need two HDMI like cables, one going to one monitor, one going to the other. Right, and then what are you using? Is it an NVIDIA graphics card? Blood Demon, I don't know if you hear me. Which graphics card is it? Is it an NVIDIA or AMD? GTS 1070. Right, so what you need to do then, you may have done it already, is go into the NVIDIA drivers or in NVIDIA settings, go to surround display, switch surround display on, select both monitors, and follow the on-screen prompts for setting them up for the two monitors. That way then it'll spread windows across the two monitors. Once you do that, you've got to do a search then for ETS2 multi-monitor support, and there's a website that will talk you through the process of setting the game up for multi-monitors, and I believe you can use 2, 3 and even up to 4 monitors for ETS. Whether you can do any more than that, I'm not entirely sure. But you've got to get NVIDIA Surround set up first. I'm not sure if you can run it as 2 individual monitors and then set it up. I've never tried it, to be honest. I've only ever used NVIDIA Surround support. I can certainly try. Yeah, go into Google and just type in ETS2 multi-monitor support. Well, a laptop may be difficult. It depends on how many video outputs the laptop has. If it's only got the one, you're going to struggle to do anything but the one output. And I don't know of many laptops that will have like 2 HDMI outputs. This is why I said to you before, you're probably much better off getting a desktop PC. Well, you'd need 2 video outputs. Ideally, 2 HDMI. Look at that thing lean, oh my god. Yeah, USB ain't gonna cut it. You've only got the one HDMI, which means you can only link one screen to the monitor, to the laptop. Which means the best you can hope for is one large TV. So, say a 40-inch TV or 50-inch if you want to really push it. The only way you can run triple screen is if you have like 3 HDMI or 3 display ports. That's the limitation of going laptop, you see. It won't give you all the outputs like a proper graphics card will. If you've got like a 1070 graphics card or a 1080 or 1080 Ti, you're gonna have more video outputs. You know, you'll have 4, maybe 5 on some cards. I think with some AMD cards, iInfinity, you can get up to 6 video outputs. It's crazy the support they can give you, but you can't get that in a laptop. Right, let's go around here. Yeah, just go for the one TV linked to the laptop to get the best you can out of the display. If you decide to upgrade in the future, just go for a desktop or a PC with a dedicated graphics card, and you'll have the option to run more screens. Just be careful with the type of screens you want to run and the connections. You've got to make sure you've got the right number of connections to do the job. So if you want to run 3 HDMI screens, you've got to make sure you have 3 HDMI on the graphics card. If you want to run 3 display ports, you've got to make sure you've got 3 display ports on the graphics card. The beauty with a desktop PC, sometimes you can run 2 graphics cards and it'll help you out because you can use the display port on another graphics card to do the job, if you know what you're doing. With a laptop though, you're kind of much stuck. Yeah, you can, but it will do nothing. It's only, even if you've got a signal, it's only going to be a duplicate signal of what's on the 41-inch. It's not going to give you a separate screen. So again, it's pointless doing that. And SCART lead, even if you had a signal, is a low resolution. A SCART lead maxes out at about 500 lines, whereas HDMI does, you know, the 1080. It wouldn't be worth linking and using a SCART lead anyway because the resolution is too low. It can't support 1080p at all. It's like 576 if I remember correctly. Oh man, all the lights are changing. Dive straight through the lights. Well, use the one that looks the best. At the end of the day, if you've got an older 41-inch TV, it may not do very well with PC graphics. You may notice a lot of ghosting on the screen, it may look blurry. If it looks sharper and tighter on the 24, maybe use the 24 until you can afford a better, larger TV, you know? It depends what you're willing to put up with. I mean, if the 41-inch looks perfectly fine, though, then use that by all means, you know? It's up to you at the end of the day. Ah, there we are, that's fine. Oh, burning down. Come on. Another 4 hours and 2 minutes on this. Looks like we're only going to squeeze 2 jobs in. Chosen some quite long jobs today, so... Right, gotta watch the speed on this because this truck likes to topple. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hit the button again. You can't lift the TV. Is it an older type? No, you said a new one, innit? I got another 42-inch TV in the bedroom floor already put back. Oh, yeah, it does. You put new brackets on. Yeah, it's unless it's an older LCD or if it's a plasma TV, yeah, it'll be heavy. I mean, I got a 55-inch upstairs, but I put that on the wall myself. It was a little awkward because of the size, but it wasn't that heavy. Yeah, can't read that one, sorry. English only for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, new TVs are a lot lighter. I was wondering, it must have been an older TV because the older ones were a lot heavier. Yeah, see, that's all because the electronics inside got better, lighter, thinner. Right, trying to get us there. We've got another just under 3 hours now. Making some nice time. Oh, that's close to rolling again. Ah, that's okay. I'm always happy to help. But yeah, there's pointless trying to run 2 TVs or 2 monitors or 2 of anything into one socket, because ultimately you're only ever going to get the one picture coming out anyway. Same if you took a splitter and tried to split the signal, it's going to be the same signal onto both TVs anyway, so again, pointless. Same if you tried a wireless transmitter, you're only transmitting the same wireless signal, so again, ultimately pointless. It's just wasting your time and money. If you're going to do it properly. Get yourself a dedicated PC and a graphics card to do the job. If you saw that keyboard in there for 70 quid, then they're ripping you off, because that cost me £16 in Amazon. Yeah, well, you know, if you need a full-on gaming keyboard because you're going to be gaming all day long on it, then yeah, go out, spend 150 quid. You know, I've got a £120 keyboard upstairs. I think it cost me for a Corsair mechanical keyboard. Lovely keyboard, but it's pointless on this rig down here. So I use that. Well, I used it for the old desktop PC. Currently, it's not being used. But when I get round to replacing the PC upstairs, then yeah, you know, it'll be in use again. Absolutely. Moving along, we got what, 1 hour 27 remaining. 47 miles. Pretty good timing then, because it'll be coming up to midnight. Well, no one's stopping you from buying that keyboard. You know, I don't hold the rights to buying a particular keyboard at the end of the day. The product's sold by Amazon. Many people buy it. If you like it, buy it. Just a keyboard at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whether somebody else has the same keyboard as me. If I didn't want people to buy the same keyboard as me, I'd cover up the name and I wouldn't tell people what it is. You know, it doesn't bother me, that's for sure. Don't be like that because you think it's going to offend me or something. I've got no problem with that. Wow, you don't need a keyboard then if you only had it Christmas time. Oh, come on. What is he waiting for? Christmas? Hiccups. "54 minutes away, not too far now. We got 6% damage. How much on the goods? 1%. That's good. Could have been worse. Oh, we're going for it. Yeah, I don't blame you. Busy around here, there's a load of trucks, isn't there? Usually these places are empty. Oh, that's not good. That's gotta hurt. That is when your feet are cracking. That's a good sunset around here. Shame we're facing the wrong way for it. Ah, he sneaked out in front of me. What, for cracked feet? No, there's some kind of cream or something you can get for that, isn't there? I can't remember what it is, though. I'm sure they sell it at Boots or something. I think it's just moisturizer more than anything. Wow, doesn't matter whether it's for an old man or not or whatever, as long as it makes your feet better, who cares? I mean, let's face it, the last thing you want is bad feet, because if you get bad feet, every time you take a step, it's gonna hurt. And that can be a lot of pain sometimes. Right, we're nearly there, and let's get this dropped off. We'll be there now in the 10 minutes in the game anyway. I like that skyline, that looks really good, even on the camera, on the GoPro. Comes across really well. Hey, breaking down, don't turn sharply because it'll go straight over. Right, where are we? Are we going left or right? Oh, we're going in here. Yeah, it's been one of those days, isn't it, really? I was thinking that. Like, only 2 jobs and it's midnight now, so this is going to be my last job for today. But then I took in some longish jobs. They're not very, very long, but enough to kill enough time. I was on late as well. I should have been on like half an hour earlier, but got tied up getting my son to bed because he was just being a pain. As kids are sometimes. Oh, there we are. Job in. Let's see what we got at the end of this then, shall we? So continue there. Map says. Yeah, I didn't think we'd get much further. So 84.57%. And again, you know, if you look at that, you'd think, no, that's higher than 80, but it's because of all these little grey areas. Bleh. I know I keep saying it, but it's... Anyway, right, that's going to be it for me tonight. It's hit midnight, so I need to get myself off to bed because I got to get up early and sort out my my day. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. That really does help us, or help me, I should say, because there is no us really. If you want to join in with any gaming in the future, join Discord. As I say, I'm looking to grow the multiplayer side of things, so if I get a lot of interest in, say, ETS2 multiplayer, even ATS, because that is available, looking to do some Dirt Rally multiplayer maybe. Dirt 2 is going to be coming up, and certainly maybe a bit of Project Cars. Any racing game really, we can try and do multiplayer on. If I can start to get more people involved, that would be great. Anyway, take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll be around at some point tomorrow, so keep an eye out. Take care for now. Bye.